crazy stuff going on in the world, Joe. Just feel like they're out to get us.
Well, I think they're out to get you at the very least. I just keep slipping and sliding away, you know?
Yeah, well, you're not as greasy as Adam, but you're greasy.
Oh, my goodness. Poor Adam.
But, yeah.
Listen, I have photos of me that are online from like 2005 to current, but I think I have like a good window there from like 1998 to 2004. We're like, okay, let's say 2002, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where there's no pictures of me online.
I did a good run. I mean, even in my family, I would kind of slide out of the pictures to where my family would get mad.
Yeah, I went through that a while myself, and I think people like you and I do that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that means.
Yep.
But like I look more or less the same. Like if you pulled up a picture of me from like 2004 or 2002 or today, you know, outside of plus or minus 70 or 100 pounds, right? The same, right?
I think I'm wearing some of the same clothes I was wearing in those old pictures.
I'm absolutely wearing some of the same clothes in those pictures.
I got to update my wardrobe soon, and I'm not looking forward to it. But
no.
I mean, update it to new versions of the same.
Gotcha.
Let's not get crazy, Joe. But yeah, I mean, I think the best picture we have to this day is still me, you, and Salty Keith.
Right, and that would have been what, 98, 99? That was in the Unspeakable era.
Right, that was shortly after Vexed, so because we didn't support it.
It was a different time.
But what it is, you know?
Yeah. I saw people recommending Vexed this weekend on social media.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
It's going to come back, don't you worry.
The aforementioned Comrade Bolsky, who does like all those like history posts and stuff.
Right.
He goes, keep in mind I've probably read like every big thing that you can think of at DC, but I'm looking for recommendations on new stuff to read and kind of like dig into.
Right.
And like I had a whole list of things, right? And he's
I saw it. I was like, I agree with a lot of these.
Yeah. And he's like, read this, didn't read this. But then if you go look through all the replies, there must be like 6 or 7 people that are like, you should read Vexed. It was really good, you know? 4
issues. I should have put Captain Carrot in there, but I doubt he probably read that.
You never know.
You never know.
There's a way that we were able to track these things, but not no more.
That is true.
And we're working on new ways, of course. You know, obviously the main thing, we'll get the plug out of the way here. You know, the Patreon is always the best way. I've seen a lot of people sign up recently. Seen a lot of people increase their limit. Thank you very much. I'd like to think that they feel bad for us that we lost the Amazon deal, you know?
Yeah, that we lost our big, you know, moneymaker. So
Right. Yeah, and it's terrible to say. You know, it was a nice chunk of change. Like any money that's free is good money, right?
Yeah, you know.
You know, I'll pick a quarter up off the street. I don't care.
The time it takes me to pick up that quarter, I'm too valuable. Those Cinnabons sell themselves. Joe.
That's true. But we have a new one that we're going to test out. We're going to see how it works and how long it lasts. And it's essentially just the same thing as the Amazon one before, but it's eBay.
Right.
Which I didn't know was a thing that you could do.
See, that's what happens when we do some research. And by I don't have a mouse in my pocket. Joe.
Right. When one company closes the door, another one opens a window. Is that what they say?
That's right. Opens a trap door, apparently.
Right. So, you know, if you're an eBay person, try it out. You'll see the links out there. You'll see the verbiage out there to help us. I'm going to let Adam save his adventures in this world for add-ons this week. He already informed me as we record this 2 days in advance. And he's like, I got a whole thing to start the show with this week. And I'm like, all right, I'm making my notes.
Oh, you won't save it for all heat, no heaters?
Well, this will be like 2 or 3 weeks in a row that we start the show with all heat, no heaters. Spoilers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Coming out hot.
Coming out hot. That's right. Just like those Cinnabon out of the oven, you know?
That's right. You pissed hot for angry.
Oh, my God. So many great titles for the show this week.
I know, Anna.
Yeah. But I already got the one that's going to get us the most SEOs. It was the one that you said offline. I can't tell you here.
Right.
But when you see it, you'll know.
What's an SEO?
Search engine optimization.
Oh, that sounds like an Autobot or a Decepticon.
That's right. So how was your weekend?
It was good. I went out and watched the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. It was the Super Bowl this weekend.
Right. You didn't watch it at all?
I went to my dad's house and it was on, and I ate pizza and wings.
Well, then you won this weekend.
Yeah.
No, I went up to where I went for Christmas, up to the log cabin up by the Why Not there, my brother's brother-in-law. And it was fun. It was different for me because it was the first time I've gone to like a big party. Like I've had parties with my friends, but we're all on like the same wavelength because we're all friends. It's like, all right, we're watching the game. Then people would shut up for the commercials. Not that that's what we're there to watch, but some people are. So we'd watch them. But this was a huge downstairs bar. There was 4 or 5 TVs with like a big long bar and chairs facing each way. So you could sit anywhere and watch the game. And there had to be, I don't know, 20, 30 people. So it was just constant talk. So when the commercials would come, not that I was like, oh, I'm about the commercials, but I was like, oh, here's the new Flash trailer. I want to watch this. You know what I mean? Just because I'm interested in seeing it. It's a movie. It's not like Ant-Man where I'm like, I don't want to see any of the trailers. Because I know I'm going to go to see it. With Flash, I'm like, I want to at least get a feel of this, but I'm not going to stand up in a room full of 30 people and yell, shut up.
Right.
So I didn't get to hear the trailer, and then like you're watching the game and people don't care about it and something will happen. I'm like, well, what was that penalty? And the people who were talking are like, they don't care. They're not going to, I'm like, I don't know. Like we couldn't hear over the people. So it was different for me, but it was fun because I knew there was people there I knew and we chatted. So in a weird way, it was different, but there was a part of me that kind of wished I just stayed home and watched it on my own too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The food that I like. But it was one of those, I didn't have a horse in the race, so I really didn't care. So I was like, oh, it turned out to be a close game down to the last seconds. That's all you can ask for when you don't want a team to win. You know, you're not like, oh, I need this team to win. So
yeah, I think exciting is back and forth or high scoring one way or the other. Mm-hmm. I think if it's like a low scoring game of like field goals and stuff like that, then that's not exciting.
Right. A defensive struggle, as the kids say.
No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle enough in my life, you know?
Yeah. So that was basically that. And then the rest of the time I really popped up or I did anything. So how about you?
Well, like I said, I watched, it was on while I was at my dad's house eating pizza and wings, right? Mm-hmm. My brother is one of those people that had been convinced that not only was the NFL season rigged, but the Super Bowl was going to be rigged.
Oh, we had a couple people like that at this party. Because
it's getting like more traction lately. I think just social media in general.
It was because of that deep fake you told me about.
Right.
Or that podcast that was going around, remember?
Right.
Well, that, you get one of those and it's over, Joe.
The Barstool Sports thing. But I guess there were like people like, you get the conspiracy theory thing, and then you get people who get incidents or facts that have happened in the past and mold them or present them in a way to try to prove their conspiracy theory has legs,
Right.
Like my brother, like I'd seen him because he had come down Saturday with the kids, and then I saw him Sunday. He was telling me, like, I guess like and obviously I didn't look into it, but he's like, I saw a thing online that said like the last 12 Super Bowls, whoever won the coin flip lost the game.
Right.
Obviously disproven true, because I know the Chiefs won the coin toss and the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Shout out Marcus. Mm-hmm. But then he was saying like, if it's only 10-0 Chiefs by the end of the first quarter, that's what they said the script for the Super Bowl says, right?
Right. I don't think it was that.
And it wasn't. I think it was like 14-14 going out of the first quarter, right?
If not at least 14-7. Because
like it was like nobody had 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I go, well, what happened to the script? What happened to 10-0, right? And he goes, oh, well, let's see how the second quarter goes, because they said the second quarter is supposed to be XYZ or whatever it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, we were leaving by the time I think we left during the halftime show because we had to get home because we had work in the morning and Ace had school and whatever. We had to get ready for the day. So we missed the very controversial halftime show. And then I just texted him when I woke up. Or I didn't text him at night because he's another one. He wakes up early. But I texted him in the morning on Monday just saying, I go, what happened to your coin toss theory? I go, all of this is out the window. And then he just replied, fuck you.
Right. There's a very famous, well, to me anyway, fourth Doctor quote. That would be Scarfy to you.
Oh, Scarfy. I know Scarfy.
Right. Scarface. But it's a quote that goes, the very powerful and the very stupid have one thing in common. They don't alter their views to fit the facts. They alter the facts to fit their views, Joe. And I always like that.
Every once in a while, the Doctor Who says something worthwhile,
Yeah, there you go. But I had some cheddar in the game too. I won the coin toss with the guy's house you want to rob for art.
Nice.
Every year we text each other and we do the bet, and he always lets me pick. And I'm in the Marcus school of the coin toss. Tails never fails.
Yes.
So I did that, and then they had a pool at the party. An opportunity, if you will, where you get they do a square thing. It's like a grid board, and then you just write your name, and for every $3 you get one square, and then you write your name in whatever square at random you pick, and there's no way you can know what's going on. And then up the top, one row above the top is the one team, and one row down the side is the other team, and then they flip cards, ace to 10. In a row, and if you get a red card, it goes down this aisle. If you get a black card, it goes down that way. So it'll randomize the numbers at the top, and then whatever square you have where those two numbers from the top and the side intertwine. That's if at the end of this quarter, say you have 3 for Kansas City up top, and you have 7 for the Eagles on the side. If they meet on that grid and your name is in there at the end of the quarter, you get a fourth of the money, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, okay. And they were like, how many squares can you get? And they said, well, we're limiting it to 3 squares per person. And then if at the end there's not enough if there's squares left over, we're going to open it up to rebuy in. And I was like, all right, give me 3 squares. So that was $9. And I had 0-0. And I was like, that's a good score if nobody scores in the first quarter. But what if the script didn't say 0-0, Joe?
That's right.
So I didn't win any of the 4 quarters, but I do like that betting pool style, and I could see that becoming a thing for me at some point, somehow next year.
You have to spread that gambling, that needlessly elaborate style out to the rest of the world, out of the cabin,
Right. Well, I was just thinking a soon-to-be-named network pool,
Oh, boy.
What could go wrong?
A lot.
Yeah. I know 3 people who would buy a lot of squares in the soon-to-be-named network.
Oh, yeah. So. But I also went to for the first time in a long time, I went to the Wyoming Valley Mall.
Oh, how's it holding up?
Barely.
Now, have you been to the Steamtown Dirt Mall lately, or?
Yes, I've actually been to the Steamtown Mall within the last, let's say, 6 months.
Okay, so which one's worse?
Wyoming Valley Mall.
Wow. Okay. That's way bigger, man.
In the center area, that Cinnabon that you run or manage or whatever, is kind of holding things up, you know?
Right. That's the last stand of the Wyoming Valley Mall.
So you know the Wyoming Valley Mall, right? And this is just for Todd, okay?
Right. Let's just say it's been a while, but I remember it vaguely.
And you know where the Cinnabon is?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. It's kind of like right in the center square of the mall, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So when you go down toward where like the movie theater would be,
right?
The only thing that's down there now is all cell phone stands, like cell phone like fronts. There's like a T-Mobile one, a Verizon one,
an AT&T.
Right, whatever, right? Those are like the big things that are there, and then they have a giant vending machine of Asian snacks.
Oh, you should tell Becky to go down there.
Right. The theater is closed. There's nothing doing in the theater, but if you exit that way out the theater, that's the way to get to the last Chinese buffet in Wilkes-Barre.
Right. So was that where you were at then?
No, we were there because there's other stores throughout the mall that are still there. Like Victoria's Secrets is still there. Hot Topic is still there. Mm-hmm. Nothing in the food court. The food court is one place now.
Right. It's gakalash and clam juice.
Well, it's close. Mm-hmm. They used to have there was like a Dino's like pizza place that you can go sit down in.
Yep.
On one side of the mall, and then on the other side of the mall was like the to-go one. To-go one's gone. And it's replaced by a American Mexican cuisine place.
Okay.
Which had like a weird mix of food. It's like, here's enchiladas and chimichangas and chicken and waffles. And I'm just like, that's a weird mix, guys, you know? Mm-hmm. The arcade, like a third of the games in there were broken. Mm-hmm. The Orange Julius is gone. Arby's is gone.
The what was gone? I'm sorry?
Arby's is gone.
Oh, yeah, that's gone a while, I think.
Yeah, that's been gone a while. The Chinese place there is gone and has been gone for a while. You know that the Chinese place has been gone for a while. Pre-pandemic, even when it was gone, like it was closed and they didn't put the wall up over it, it was still a Pokestop, and they've taken its Pokestop rights away from it.
Oh, Pokestop status revoked.
Yes, on my way home when I used to work at an office and would come home. There's a Pokestop that is still there for a church that's been torn down for like 5 years. And it's still there as a Pokestop for the church that no longer. It's just a parking lot now, right? But the Wyoming Valley Mall is very sad. Mm-hmm. Spencer's is still there, and Spencer's is Hot Topic with weed.
Good for them.
Yeah.
And sex toys, right?
I didn't go that far into it.
Oh, coward.
Well, I had my kid with me, and he's like, I don't like it in here. Let's go to Hot Topic. I'm like, all right, let's go to Hot Topic. You know?
I don't know if that boy has too much sense or too little sense.
Yeah.
But is the sword store still there?
No, sword store is long gone.
I miss the sword store.
The name brand jewelry places are gone, replaced by fly-by-night jewelry places. Mm-hmm. The
we buy gold
that used to be there got replaced by like Bill's Toys, right?
Right.
And then that's closed down. It's a sad state of affairs at the Wyoming Valley Mall.
It's not GameStop, it's Game Go now, Joe.
Yeah. Ugh.
But I haven't been down there in a while. I remember when that place was like at the height. I remember when there was like a comic shop booth in the Wyoming Valley.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, oh man, because I didn't get down there often when I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's not my stomping ground. But we would go. That would be your special trip. You go down, and that had one of the bigger bookstores.
Yep.
I used to really enjoy the Wyoming Valley Mall, but like it's like every mall, like I mean the Steamtown or the Viewmont's still doing pretty good, but that's because it's near the last functioning Long John Silver. So.
Well, and that's so I think we might have talked about this here. The two Kmart's by me. Mm-hmm. The one that's by the Long John Silver's is allegedly getting turned into an Aldi's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
The other one up by Cinema 309 is also allegedly getting turned into an Aldi's, and I believe that one's actually happening because they're actually doing a lot of work up there.
Okay.
And the one over here, the Long John Silver's, like 3 out of 7 days of the week at night, they don't even turn the sign on.
Oh boy.
Like, they're open. I see people inside, and I see people going through the drive-thru, but they don't have, like, the light. If you don't put your Long John Silver's light on, how are people going to know to come and get Long John Silver's, you know?
Long John Silver's people are like Maz. If the light's on, we'll come and flock.
Right. But yeah, it was just a bummer, like, because, obviously Viewmont Mall, Steamtown Mall were right by me. I'm a little bit younger than you, and I would ride my bike to the Steamtown Mall,
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, but, like, from, like, 90 to 94, like, I would be at the Wyoming Valley Mall, like, every weekend.
Right.
Hanging out, because, like, I had friends that lived, like, Pittston, Avoca way, and for some reason it was closer for them to go to the Wyoming Valley Mall than it was, like, Steamtown Mall and Viewmont Mall, and I wasn't going to argue, I'm like, all right, I don't give a fuck where we're going, like, where everybody's going, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like to see Joe pedaling down 81.
Yeah.
The Wyoming Valley Mall.
No, I would ride my bike to the Steamtown Mall, not the Wyoming Valley Mall.
I know. I was just figuring. I was like, "There's no way he's pedaling to the mall."
No, hell no.
Just grab onto a semi and let it pull you on your bike.
Mm-hmm. Those would be the days. Anyway, that was my weekend.
I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad you had some good food.
Yeah. Now we're talking, like, when we go out Wednesdays to go pick up my comics and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm getting Long John Silver's tomorrow.
Good for you. Keep it alive. So, so by the one by you, then there's still open?
Yeah.
Okay, one of the few that is left.
Right.
Get extra tartar and
No, I don't need no sauces, no nothing like that.
No clam strips with some cocktail.
I might get a thing. I might get a thing of clam strips with no cocktail sauce. We'll see.
Oh, you can't go without cocktail sauce.
I lean heavy more on the chicken planks than anything else.
I know you're a chicken plank guy, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever had a chicken plank from Long John Silver's.
I will say, outside of the Burger King Long Boy chicken sandwich,
right,
there is not a better fast food chicken than Long John Silver's chicken planks. I'll put it up against anything. Okay,
now I know people get angry when this place gets mentioned. What about does Chick-fil-A count for that?
Okay. I like Chick-fil-A, right? Mm-hmm. But if you say to me, Joe, we're going to go to Chick-fil-A and get, like, a thing of nuggets or a sandwich.
Okay.
Or you can go to Long John Silver's and get some chicken planks. I'm getting the chicken planks.
Okay. See, now, just because I've never had the chicken planks at Long John Silver's, like, to me, Chick-fil-A to me is like real chicken, not pressed, whatever. It's good. I don't know. Okay. It tastes really good to me. And you get that Polynesian sauce. Oh boy. But now you make me kind of want to try a chicken plank from Long John Silver's. But if I do, I feel like I'm betraying the fishiness of Long John Silver's. So,
well, when you go there, just say, I want just one plank.
Right.
Get your normal meal and then just get a plank on the side. It's like 79 cents or whatever the hell it is. Right?
Well, what if they tell me it's going to take 30 minutes and I have to yell like the lady at Christmas?
To say, I'll get you next time, pal. Whatever.
No. See, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll have a chicken plank tasting thing on Twitter this week. Who knows?
Yeah. And listen, I like Chick-fil-A. I like Popeyes. My only concern with Popeyes is like, their whole thing is like everything's spicy,
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm Mr. Spicy, anti-spicy like you, but I've had their mashed potatoes and they aren't spicy. I don't care what anybody says. I really like their potatoes.
Popeyes has some of the worst sides of any fast food place.
Yeah, I don't know their sides. I always just got the potatoes.
They have Cajun fries.
Nope.
Their biscuits suck.
No.
I think we've talked about this before, like, constructing like the perfect fast food meal, so we're not going to do that again.
I don't know if we ever did that, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to do it.
I don't have time to search through the goddamn archives, Connie.
No.
But the problem is, like, you can get non-spicy at Popeyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a 30% chance that you say not spicy, and you're gonna get spicy.
No, I get
you don't fucking pay attention, and then I'm not eating spicy food, so I'm sunk.
Yeah.
And it's not like a thing where like you can't like eyeball and say, oh, this has cheese on it, and say, give me the thing without cheese. You look at it and you're like, I don't know. It kind of looks like it's spicy. I don't know.
You don't know until your tongue touches it.
Yeah.
And then you're running to lick ice cream,
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll try one. Who knows?
Right. We'll see. Highest recommendation for the Long John Silver chicken planks.
Right.
And that's it. That's our recommendation. If we can somehow get this show sponsored by Long John Silver's, I think we probably have more penetration in the marketplace, whatever the marketplace is these days, than Long John Silver's does.
Listen, I've got some Long John Silver's cred out there on the street, so maybe we could work some magic.
All right. You want me to tweet at them right now?
Sure. What could go wrong?
All right, let me tweet at them
right after Lamborghini gets back to us.
Well, I think we aim too high with Lamborghini.
I think Long John Silver's is right in our wheelhouse.
Long John.
Well, probably haven't tweeted in like forever, to tell you the truth.
No, listen, they okay, so I will say they're not very active on social media, okay?
Right.
They do a lot of reply guy stuff, like they're playing like Valentine's Day stuff, they're like replying to anyone. It's like, oh, I did Valentine's stuff at Long John Silver's, and they'll reply to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like replying to people who had like shitty service or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But their like last actual tweet was from November. That wasn't like a reply to someone, but they do have a pinned tweet from Monday letting us know that these $6 shrimp baskets are back.
Oh, good. You know what? Probably they knew they were going to get overwhelmed for fish math season, so November was the last tweet,
Product.
I would love a Long John Silver's click-through. Oh, my God.
Promote you, especially during the holiday season. Hashtag fish math.
I hope we get a phone call.
Oh, come on. Fish math. Let's do business.
There's an opportunity here.
There's an opportunity here. Anything else?
No, I just wanted an opportunity in there. Okay. That's all. I might even retweet that tweet.
Okay, there we go. All right. So we'll see if Long John Silver's replies back to us.
Right.
And I might get that. And I'll tell you, those shrimp baskets look good.
Those shrimp baskets look good.
All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks very much for listening to episode 431 of Longbox Heroes After Dark. And, we'll see you all here next week. Sign up for the Patreon. Use the eBay click-through affiliate link. Tell a friend. Don't worry about leaving reviews on any podcatchers. That's a scam.
Right.
See you next week.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.